You've been selected for something huge, but someone is praying you never open this. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare yourself, beloved. What I am about to reveal is not for the faint-hearted, and not meant for just anyone. This message was summoned to your screen because you are not ordinary, you've been selected." There was a moment, one you don't even remember, where your soul was marked with divine purpose. A conversation in the spiritual realm ended with your name written in golden light. That light is now being seen by realms both heavenly and hellish. You've been selected for something huge, not just in name, not just in spirit, but in physical, radical transformation. The walls around your life are shaking because something massive is trying to break through. But someone, quietly and venomously, is praying you never open this. They know, they've sensed the shift long before you did. They've whispered your name in circles of resistance, hoping your eyes would remain closed. Archangel Michael says, there is a powerful ripple spreading from your energy right now, and it's making the enemy nervous. Your blessings are about to overflow, and the one who wants you silent knows this. That's why they've been feeding you distractions, weaving illusions around your eyes. You felt it, haven't you? That strange silence before a storm, that eerie quietness before something huge erupts, that's not your imagination, that's the warning bell from the heavens. This is the final hour before your spiritual release ignites something in your earthly life. New opportunities are aligning like stars in motion, but not everyone is cheering for your ascent. A certain individual, someone close or someone you passed by with unknowing grace, is doing more than hoping you fail. They are actively manifesting your delay, blocking your clarity, poisoning your confidence. They know if you see what I am revealing, they will lose all their hidden control. So they pray. They pray you scroll past this. They pray you ignore your chills. They pray you laugh this off. But the heavens pray louder. You were not chosen for survival alone. You were chosen to lead. To receive, to shift the tides in your family, your community, your destiny. You were selected by divine vote, and that decision is irreversible. Now, why you? Because in the midnight of your sorrow, you still whispered, hope. Because in the betrayal, you refused to become bitter. Because your heart, wounded and weary, still had room for compassion. You were tested. You were mocked, but never forgotten. You may have thought your prayers were unanswered, but they were just delayed by spiritual warfare beyond your eyes. What's arriving is not small. It's not coincidence. It is the very reason you were born. This is why the enemy is scared. They've placed watchers in your path. People whose smiles hide envy, whose compliments are lined with curses. They've tried to make you feel unworthy of something huge. But I come with a divine confirmation. You were not only meant to open this. You were destined for what's behind it. And this is only the beginning. Your name has been whispered in the courts of divine judgment. You've been selected for spiritual favor that leads to material revelation. Expect someone to contact you within days. A message, a surprise encounter, a strange request. This is not a coincidence. It's the unraveling of what has been secretly prepared for you. A table is being set, but the enemy tried to snatch your invitation. They used familiar faces to confuse your intuition. They mirrored your emotions to drain your energy. But something shifted. The same person praying you never open this is starting to panic. Because you just did. And now, the light inside you has pierced through every chain they wrapped around your progress. Every silent prayer of sabotage has now become your fuel. You will begin to feel strange pulls toward things you once ignored. Don't brush them off. New directions will feel intimidating. Move anyway, your name will come up in rooms you've never stepped into. Walk with dignity. Someone is losing sleep because you found this message. And their fear is valid. Because no force on earth or beneath it can stop what heaven has approved. You're about to be relocated. Elevated. Celebrated. And that's going to disturb the ones who only loved you when you were broken. This selection is not just a gift. It is a responsibility. Handle it with grace. But walk in full confidence. Because heaven's spotlight doesn't flicker once it finds its mark. You will be misunderstood. You will be watched. You will be tested. But you will win. Why? Because your story is not being rewritten. It's being revealed. The detours were not accidents. They were divine decoys to confuse the enemy until the moment of your rise. And this is that moment. Soon, someone from your past will reappear with information or emotion that stirs you. Do not fall into old patterns. This is your test. Soon, a stranger will carry a message you've waited years to hear. Do not hesitate. This is your door. Soon, your reflection will look different, not because you've changed on the outside, but because you're finally seeing what God placed inside. They tried to keep this hidden from you, but the universe refused. And now you must walk with the understanding that you are carrying a purpose much heavier than you realize. But also, a blessing far greater than you dreamed. So step carefully, but boldly. Smile in silence, prepare in private. Because your explosion is coming. And the ones who doubted you will choke on their own certainty. Let them. You've been selected. The divine realm has already begun shifting the ground beneath your feet. Watch how doors open without keys. How people show up with answers you didn't ask for. How your name gets mentioned in high places without your effort. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. This isn't luck. It's legacy. You have been fought so hard because your blessing is so heavy. The opposition only reveals the size of your anointing. Let them pray against it. Let them doubt you. Let them walk away. They can't stop what's coming. And what's coming is already yours. Now breathe deeply. The air feels different because it is. The spiritual veil has been lifted. You are seeing things more clearly because you're stepping into your truest vibration. Don't speak too much. Don't announce your every move. Keep some silence between your steps. Because this is a holy transition. And heaven doesn't require applause to perform a miracle. You've done well to make it here. And what's ahead will make the pain make sense. Archangel Michael says, I have been instructed to stand guard at your side in the next 48 hours. Your decisions will be crucial. Trust your instincts. Your intuition is no longer guessing. It is guided. You were chosen. And the one praying against this? They just lost. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the divine forces are now stepping in more visibly. You may begin to feel as though you're being watched, not in fear, but in favor. That's because spiritual attention has gathered around you, and even the sky knows your name. You are standing at the edge of a gate that others were never meant to pass through. That's why you've always felt slightly out of place. That's why others seem to be moving ahead while your road twisted longer and darker, but that delay was not denial. It was divine preservation. You were being carved, shaped, and refined in shadows while the world judged your silence, but soon, your voice will carry answers they never imagined would come from your mouth. The heaviness you've been feeling lately? It's not depression. It's spiritual expansion. Your soul is making room for a bigger reality. The people who laughed, who betrayed, who sabotaged, they were just characters to shape your preparation. They won't be allowed in your promised land. Some may knock on your door again soon. Their faces will be familiar. Their stories will be carefully packaged, but their motives will stink of fear and regret. Do not let them in. They're only coming back because they see your clouds parting. They feel the rain of favor approaching over your home, and they want to take shelter in what they once cursed. Let them watch from outside. Someone is panicking as you read this. Spiritually, they can feel your eyes on these words. Because every sentence breaks another tie they cast on your progress. Every moment you continue reading is a nail in the coffin of their deceit. You are rising. And that terrifies them. Because they depended on your confusion, they survived off your doubt. They thrived in your indecision. But you are waking up now. And this awakening cannot be undone. You'll soon begin to notice patterns breaking, people disconnecting, offers coming from nowhere, signs in the form of numbers, colors, sounds, and dreams. Take none of them lightly. Your subconscious is being retrained to recognize the spiritual frequency of abundance. That's why the enemy wanted to keep you blind. They feared what would happen if you ever remembered who you really were, and now you're starting to. Expect interference. Expect gossip. Expect sudden delays. It's their last move. But you've already crossed the line, you've opened what they begged heaven to keep sealed. You've discovered what generations before you were too afraid to uncover. You've become a vessel of breakthrough. You were not selected because of perfection. You were selected because of alignment. Everything you lost was only ever returned to source for refining. And now, it's returning in greater form. Multiplied, sanctified, and undeniable. Let them whisper. Let them plan. Let them circle around you with jealousy disguised as curiosity. The real war was never outside. It was always for your mind. For your decisions. For your attention, but now, you are alert. Now, you are chosen. Now, you are unstoppable. This blessing is not fragile. It is armored. And you are the carrier. Very soon, you'll feel it manifest in strange ways. An old opportunity will resurface but with greater reward. A person you thought forgot you will suddenly reach out. An unexpected transfer, money, property, favor, will come into your possession. This is not fantasy. This is prophecy. And it's happening now. If you feel chills, it's your body remembering the truth that your soul already knew. You were always meant to win. You were always meant to rise. And now, the forces of resistance are collapsing under the weight of your anointing. You may be tired, but you are not broken. You may be shaken, but you are not abandoned. You may be alone, but you are never unguarded. The person who prayed you'd never open this has just lost their grip. Because you're now walking in the light they never wanted you to find. Stay quiet. Stay focused. Stay grateful. And stay dangerous to the forces of darkness. Because the war is won, and you've been crowned in silence. Your next steps, write down your intentions. The energy is ripe to anchor them in reality. Speak gently with yourself. You are a temple now, housing the flame of truth. Don't explain your growth to anyone. They won't understand the architecture of your calling, and when the signs appear, move. Don't second guess. Don't seek permission, don't dilute the instructions. The voice inside you is not guessing. It's guiding. That small whisper you've been ignoring? That's your key. That recurring thought, that dream, that spark of knowing. It's divine navigation, follow it, without hesitation, without apology. Your presence is about to cause fear in rooms where you were once ignored. Your name is about to appear in conversations filled with destiny. Your hands are about to touch wealth that once felt like myth. And the one praying you never found this? They'll feel every vibration of your rise. Every success you gain will echo in their soul, not out of cruelty, but out of cosmic balance. Because what is written for you cannot be unwritten. And what you've unlocked today can never be resealed. Archangel Michael says, you are standing under open heavens. The divine is no longer waiting. Your next phase begins now. Trust it. The enemy failed. The gate is open. The flood is coming. And you were built to swim in the storm that was sent to drown you. Let it all come now. You're ready. You've been selected. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can block what is already yours. End of transmission. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, from this moment forward, your frequency is untouchable. What's been activated inside you is not just spiritual, it's divine law taking form in your life. The realm that once kept you restricted has now been forced to release you. That is why things may feel strange in the hours ahead. Old energies will try one last time to cling to your path. People who never honored you may suddenly appear kinder. But beware. They feel it too. They feel the authority in your silence. The confidence in your calm. The glow that wasn't there before. You're carrying something now. Something they cannot name. But they can feel. Heaven has placed an invisible seal upon your head. That seal marks you as untouchable, unblockable, and undeniable. It separates you from the noise. It shields you from what was once harmful. And it announces you to the spiritual world as chosen. Chosen to break patterns that plagued your bloodline. Chosen to carry blessings that skipped generations. Chosen to become the answer to prayers prayed long before your birth. And that scares the one who prayed against your awakening. They wanted to keep you in confusion because confusion keeps you compliant. But clarity has arrived now. And with clarity comes power. Your spiritual eyes have opened. And there's no going back. You're going to notice subtle shifts everywhere. People will act differently around you without knowing why. Animals, children, and strangers may be drawn to you. Things will break that were blocking your path. As if by accident. But none of this is random. You've stepped into your divine script. The story written for you before the foundations of time. And no force, no person, no dark whisper can erase it now. You've been anointed to carry more. And because of that, lesser things will begin to fall away. Do not mourn their departure, do not chase what leaves. Do not beg what betrays. These losses are protection. These endings are reroutes. These goodbyes are blessings dressed in pain. You are about to see how much you were being protected from. The same person or group praying you would never see this. They're going to try one last move. It will come in the form of manipulation, guilt, emotional appeal, or even kindness. But remember, anything that asks you to shrink your soul is not from God. You were not selected to play small. You were not called to dim your light. You were not awakened to go back to sleep. This message found you now because your spirit is finally ready to carry the weight of what's next. You will receive what is yours in strange, sudden, divine ways. An email. A voice message, a piece of paper. A number that keeps repeating. A vision. A gut instinct. All of it is real. All of it is guiding you. Do not overthink it. Flow with it. Trust it. Let the evidence shock those who thought they buried you. You've been chosen, and now you've been confirmed. Your name is written on a scroll that cannot be burned. And what's been ordained for you cannot be transferred to another soul. That's why the attacks intensified recently. That's why the enemy hit you where you were weakest. They were hoping to break you before this moment. But you survived. And in that survival, you won a crown no one can see, but the heavens bow when it shines. What's coming for you? Vindication from every false accusation. Exposure of every secret plan made against you. Alignment with people who recognize your worth before you prove it. You don't need to chase it. It's already looking for you. Because what is divine always finds its destination. Let the doubters doubt. Let the envious stew in silence. Let the prayers of sabotage bounce back to sender. You have opened what they feared most, truth. You have entered the realm they hoped you'd never find, favor. You have remembered what they tried to erase, your identity. Now, prepare yourself. Your physical life is about to reflect the spiritual victory already declared. And when the shifts happen, don't explain it. Just walk like you were born for it. Because you were. You are walking proof that heaven never forgets. And no matter how long it takes, what is promised always arrives. Archangel Michael's final whisper to you: you are not reading this by chance. You are not imagining the pull in your soul. Everything that's about to change was written the moment you were born. This is your hour. They prayed you wouldn't open this. But you did. And now the blessing cannot be undone. The promise cannot be paused. The crown cannot be passed. Stand tall, chosen one. Because what's coming is bigger than what you've lost. What's arriving is louder than the silence you've endured. And what's unfolding is the reason they tried so hard to keep you blind. But their grip is broken. And your wings are finally free. So fly. You've been selected for something huge. Don't shrink to fit into their fear. You've been called. Don't hesitate when the trumpet sounds. You've been anointed. Don't let anyone touch what God has set apart. You are walking into the miracle they said would never come. And now, they will have to watch every bit of it unfold. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are now stepping into the vibration of divine reversal. Every plot they sent to ruin you is now folding in on them. The unseen energy around your life has flipped, and justice is no longer delayed. You were hidden for protection, not rejection. That season of hiding had a reason. But now, heaven has sounded a silent trumpet, and the veil is lifting from your destiny. This isn't just elevation, it's restoration. The person or force who prayed you would never open this is spiritually trembling right now. Their influence over your life has expired. What they manipulated in silence is being exposed by light. You will now begin to feel how it feels to be truly free. Not free in public, but chained in private. Not smiling outside but dying inside. No, you are stepping into full, unapologetic, radiant truth. You were made to shine, violently. You were made to lead, gracefully. You were made to rise, quietly but unshakably. Don't question what is leaving your life in the next few days. Let the connections drop. Let the deals break. Let the relationships crack. Because something purer is forming in the aftermath. Something divine cannot live on contaminated foundations. Let it all go. Your blessing is too big to be held by broken hands. You are going to witness miracles that shake the core of your reality. Financial shifts, emotional healing, legal favor, relationship restoration, unexpected apologies, and all of it will come wrapped in divine timing that even the doubters cannot deny. This is your payback season. The heavens are moving now, not out of mercy alone, but out of law. Because what was taken from you was illegal in the spirit. What was said about you was written in deceit. What was planned against you was cursed before it even began. Now, the reversal begins. You are walking in divine territory. Every step you take echoes in the spirit realm, don't you see? Even your silence now carries more power than their screaming once did. You've become unshakable. They can't distract you now. They can't guilt you. They can't mold you with their tricks. The shift has already happened. You will start feeling stronger even when things are uncertain. That's the divine confidence growing inside you. That's the mark of someone who knows angels walk beside them. You don't need to argue anymore. Let your results be your revenge. You don't need to defend yourself anymore. The truth is surfacing without your effort. You don't even need to rush anymore. What's yours is coming. On schedule, no delay, no detour. Keep your faith rooted. Keep your energy pure. Keep your space sacred. Heaven is dispatching movement. People will begin favoring you without knowing why. Opportunities will open with no logical explanation. Ideas will flood your mind out of nowhere. Act on them. Write them down. Speak them out loud. Because every idea you have now is a seed of breakthrough, and the soil has finally been prepared for harvest. The season of being ignored is over. The period of stagnation is behind you. The page has turned, and the enemy is furious. They try to close your eyes with fear. They try to silence your voice with shame. They try to keep you stagnant with delay after delay. But all of it was a setup for this moment. You didn't break. You didn't fall. You didn't become like them. You healed. You rose. You stayed pure. And because of that, your reward will embarrass your enemies. They'll watch the very doors they blocked swing wide open. They'll see the people they turned against you return with humbled eyes. They'll witness you receive every ounce of what they said was impossible. Let them. That is your final revenge, divine favor. Heaven is not silent anymore. The angelic realm is fully activated around your name. And even the ground you walk on will start to shift with spiritual vibration. People will sense something different in you. They may not say it. They may not admit it. But deep down, they will feel it. Because you've moved from waiting to walking. You're no longer wishing. You're receiving. You're not lost. You're being placed. And what's arriving for you isn't just big. It's monumental, prophetic, written in the spiritual timeline since the beginning. This is why the enemy fought so hard to keep you from opening this. They were afraid you'd finally realize who you are. And now that you've remembered, you're unstoppable. Let the blessings rain. Let the favor flow. Let the promises manifest. You are chosen. You are covered. You are rising. And the prayer they whispered for your downfall? It's being answered in reverse. Every curse becomes your blessing. Every betrayal becomes your launchpad. Every delay becomes your acceleration. Nothing, nothing, can stop you now. Heaven has decided. You've been selected. And now the whole world will have no choice but to watch it unfold. End of divine transmission. If you wish to express your support,